Hi, this is Pranav Goa Thakurta from EduTV, the
Hello.
first education channel uh, that is spread over India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Middle East, and North Africa. With us is a very important, two very important guests with us. We have Madam Maya George with us. She's the CEO of CBSE program of SSVM institution, and she
Yes,
had
sir.
been the principal of Kendriya Vidyalaya. And with us is Dr. Venunathan. Dr. Venunathan has been principal on all the best of the schools in the country, including uh, Singapore International School also. I would like to tell about Dr. Venunathan Pillai to Mr. Yasir, and I'm sure Madam Maya must be also not knowing about it.
Yes,
Dr.
sir. I don't
Venunathan
know.
was a principal in Africa. Yes, ma'am, Maya, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
One day he was traveling, some robbers looted him.
Oh,
Then he negotiated. He didn't knew their language, but he still negotiated and communicated. Took back his clothes and medicines from them. So I really communication, Dr. Venunathan. They are synonyms. And our host today, Mr. Yasin Patel. He's the associate director of Vidyashilp University, Bangalore. Yasin has worked with Benetton Coleman. He's worked with many of the best of the institutions, and he has counseled more than 10,000 students. That's the most important part. Underline bold capital. Fine.
oh,
Over to Yasin.
Thank you very much, Pranavji. Warm welcome to Maya ma'am and Lesa. It's an
thank you.
immense pleasure to interact with you. It's going to be a very good session. There's a lot of learning which is going to happen from you, sir. So if you may allow, can I ask you a few questions, sir?
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
So what are your views on the enjoyable engagement, the model which is proposed by CBSE and the NEP, which is talking about 5 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum?
I think Maya ma'am can answer it. Dr. Pillai, Acha, he's there.
Yeah, I'm back. The question was,
What are
sorry.
your views on the enjoyable engagement learning model in the NEP, which is talking about 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4?
Well, there is a lot of good proposal. I mean, it is in a welcome proposal. Actually, a lot of good proposals from taken from all over the world. Actually, you can see that the early education proposal is from the US model, and the higher education, I mean, high school education model is from the British model and IB model. So a lot of amalgamation is there. Happy learning will happen. A lot of student engagement will happen. But my concern is that one, this role in idealistic stage, and the funding for that one, the human resource for that one, the training needs for that one. How do you manage? There is no clear picture about it. And this contentment I always expressed in all the forums and in my writings is the early education program. Good. It's better to bring to the mainstream. And the teaching professionals engaged in that must be the best one and the best paid ones, because that is the root, that is a bed on which we build everything. It has to be rock steady. It has to be the foundation must be laid very much. But a teacher who has got a grade 10 or grade 12 qualification with a 6 months training will not be sufficient for that purpose. I will suggest a postgraduate with a special training for handling this early years children should be engaged, and they should be postgraduates and doctorate holders should be attracted to this profession by offering the best of salaries. That is what Finnish government does. Actually, that is exactly that we have to do. This is one thing, then only things will work. Otherwise, all these things will remain in an idealistic stage and in state. I think Mrs. Maya George also will agree with me on this.
Certainly, sir. I truly agree. In fact, this was the point which I wanted to put. How well we are prepared in India for having this 5 plus 4 plus 3. We don't have sufficient teachers and well-trained teachers for engaging children in this early ages. And there are no clear-cut rules which are laid. What should be the infrastructure of the school and what should be the qualification of the teachers? Neither, your teacher, National Council for Teacher Education, NCT, also has not devised what should be the curriculum and the content which should be taught, whether it's going to be only in the mother tongue medium or is it in the bilingual medium, or these things have not been very well specified. A lot of options are given, but no very, as you said, good specification about the qualification of the teachers. And most of the schools, they run a pre-KG, LKG, and there are schools, it's a, government schools like Kendriya Vidyalayas. Earlier they had a KG, now they have removed, and they say the children can directly join in class 1. So a lot of uncertainties are there which has not been answered in our this year 5+4+3. So we have a lot of concerns and anxiety as far as parents are concerned, as far as children are concerned on this concept. And I think we need to come out with a very well-prepared guidelines for this early, especially the first part of it, the 5 part of it. 5 component of it, instead of maybe 4+3 components are quite clear. And I truly agree to Venanathan sir when he says the teachers are to be very well paid, because in China, I think the most highly paid teachers are the lower category teachers are most highly paid and most respected, unlike what is happening in India. In Indians, our attitude is if the teacher is teaching in higher classes 9 to 12, they are well recognized in the society because they need to appear for the board examination. So when we address ourselves, yes, I am taking the KG classes or I am teaching in class 1, actually they are the ones who are laying the foundation stone. Even the society does not recognize, oh, you are teaching in a lower class. This is that all has to be removed. It has to be changed. Oh, you are laying the foundation stone for my child. There should be an attitudinal difference from the society, parents, and the entire team, so that those teachers should be more committed and they will be able to perform better and should have the best infrastructure. I truly agree with you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your view. Sir, one more question I want to ask you is there was a phase for everybody during the pandemic where we have gone to unlearn and relearn from physical classroom to the online model of learning. What is the way ahead? Is it the blended learning that is a future?
Yeah, actually, I always believe in one thing. Every experience is a teachable moment,
Yes.
whether it is good or bad. I would like to mention about what Pranav stated at the beginning about me negotiating with the thugs. Actually, it was, in my house, I was sleeping and they broke in, actually, but not while traveling. They packed up everything. And I was a principal and I had all the, kind of powers in the school. I used to throw around my weight and all these things, but I felt like as if I was a feather in front of them. And that time, actually, my natural instinct of negotiation skills that came out. So I spoke to them very, very naturally and very softly, and convinced them that I need at least one trouser and a shirt to go out and a footwear to go out. They agreed to that one. I told them that I'm a diabetic patient, so the medicines are very important for me. So they had to give me the medicines back. So they gave me the medicines back. So that was a learning for me, a new learning for me, that I was good at negotiation also. That was a situation I never anticipated that would happen. It happened to many people, but we never expect that it would happen to us, right? That is always a problem. It would happen to any people, but it may not happen to us. That's what we always believe, but it happened to me. And that is one moment. So when we experienced this pandemic, the same problem. I had teachers who were totally against doing anything on computer. They wanted to do things on paper, pen and paper, or on the chalkboard. Overnight, they turned digital service, tech service. Overnight. So sometimes these things are good for us, to be very frank. Pandemic has done good thing for education sector. Otherwise, we wouldn't achieve this much progress. That is one thing. Then the question is whether we are going to have a digital approach or a hybrid approach or back. Certainly, there is no doubt that we are going to have a hybrid approach. And nowadays, for hybrid, there is a new term has come in. That's called phygital, physical and digital together, phygital. So it is going to be phygital in future. Because, if I am a teacher, if I am unwell, still willing to teach, the management has to give me the opportunity to do that. I don't want to take leave. I can work from home. So I should be engaging myself as a teacher from home, and the students can be sitting in the classroom. Same way, a student who is unwell cannot be deprived of the opportunity of getting education. So he can actually sit at home and watch the live class and exams also. Coursework is going to be a very big a component of exams hereafter. I'm sure the boards are moving towards that on coursework. Coursework can happen over a period of time under the guidance of the teachers, like research work. That can be. So all these things will happen physically and digitally. So it will be a hybrid mode that we will approach. That is what I am saying. But the relevance of teachers will not go. This is what I strongly believe, because the human touch in education will not come if you engage robots. The humans will teach. Robotic components can be included. Physical components will be included. Digital components will be included, and we'll have that one. And every time when we have new experience, it will happen. See, we can see that it is a continuous story now. Coronavirus, when it started, it was something that we didn't expect to run this long. And now new variants are coming into picture. And even if we contain all these things, a new thing may come, new pandemic may come. So we have to be prepared for that one. So it's a big learning for us. So that hybrid mode is the way forward for us. That's what I strongly believe.
Ma'am, questions for you. Recently, CBSE had introduced an MCQ type questionnaires. What are your views on the MCQ type questionnaires, the examination pattern?
Ma'am, it was to you, actually. The question was to you.
Repeat the question.
Sir. Yes, sir.
CBSE has recently introduced the MCQ type question papers, which was for this last semester. What are your views on the MCQ type questions?
So I think the stakeholders were not very well prepared, and the children are not prepared. No, the teachers are trained to prepare their thought for the type of examination which the students are appearing. So I think we should have taken the consent from parents, children, and sufficient training should have been given to the teachers for preparing the children. In fact, we should not compromise on the standard of the question papers. Standard of the question papers were excellent. All of them had the very idea of creative and critical thinking of the child was tested in the section A, B, C of the question paper. But the saddest part was, the whole idea was mooted by mid-July or little later than that. And not sufficient time was given neither for the children nor for the teachers. So if you have to continue that, I think both children as well as teachers should be prepared. And there are, I rather say it was an experimental part, where there are a lot of shortcomings have come in the type of the examination what we have conducted. We have asked for writing the options in small letters, and a lot of malpractice has been reported. Then they changed to capital letters, and then they changed from the evaluation centers or moved from the school. So it was just an experiment. I think CBSE themselves must have understood and come to a conclusion that they were not very well prepared for the conduct of the examination. And one more shortcoming, what we have noticed that now children are becoming little lazy even to write one sentence. I think till the age of 17, somewhere they need to have a physical movement of the hand how to write sentence, how to present themselves, how to, because if we are not testing only their knowledge through multiple choice, in future they will not be able to market themselves, they will not be able to present themselves because they are having hardly any experience of writing. So if in the view of pandemic, if it was to be done, they should have just kept maybe 30% of the content to be tested using this MCQ part, maybe as term 1. We should have kept a major chunk of 70% to go ahead with the old scheme of examination. And the shortcomings, what has been already seen in the term 1 conduct, they will have to eliminate, rethink and devise and come forward with a new strategies for the conduct of examination.
The question is for you, sir. There is a migration of students which would happen from a school secure environment to a university environment. What role can a university and school play together for the smooth transition?
See, one thing that I noticed throughout my career, even my school days and college days, is that the students are not prepared or given the skills, college readiness skills at school. So one thing the universities can do is to collaborate with the schools to provide the skill. Some schools are doing nowadays. For example, we have an initiative here at SSVM where we are initiating the college readiness program. It's a school-wide college readiness program. The skills like, the skill sets, required skill set, knowledge about, higher education and opportunities and other things they do not have. Actually, they do not know how to prepare their application, how to prepare their SOP, how to write their personal statement. And the change, the self-efficacy that is expected after school years, all these things are not known to them. So this college readiness is what we have to provide at the school. Most of the time, because of the pressure of subject completion, the syllabus completion and the examination result, grade and all, teachers concentrate more on academic activities. And some schools have career department that concentrates on these things, but I don't know how many schools are doing it effectively. That is where the universities can come down to the school and tell them this is what we are expecting the students to be when they reach this college. So if this information can be provided to them, that is always better.
Thank you very much, sir. So what is the message that you want to give to the passing out batch for the 12th graders this year?
I will, because actively in the I am basically from Cambridge and IB area. So I think that question can be answered by Mrs. Maya George, because she's actively in the CBSE arena. So I will ask her to do that one, please.
Sure.
Okay, sir. So the message is, they should not be titled as a COVID batch children. They are really, when we interact with the children, they were, having the opinion that, ma'am, 2001 and 2021 and 2022 batches, we may be labeled as this batch, and we don't know whether we are well prepared to face employment, or whether we are able to apply and what will be there in store with us, because by the time we take an employment, it may be 2028 or 30. We don't know what will be the world like. Are our schools preparing ourselves to face the world and the challenges for 2028 to 2030, because that will be the right age where they will be looking for after their education, completion of their post-graduation and going. So this kind of an uncertainty is there in the minds of children as well as with the parents, and very anxious about what is there. I think that is going to pull them down. So children have to be given sufficient motivation, because nobody can guarantee what is going to happen in the world, but you can do your best, prove your best. There are certain things which is not in your control, which is not in anyone's control, what is going to happen, but proving themselves their best and having some plan of action for self, keeping all these kind of components which are likely to come. they should be preparing them. So I think it's more of a self-preparation and an action plan for self than concentrating only on the academics and the grades what they get. So more of a life skill should be little more imparted to the children rather than concentrating only pumping the academics and the content in the class, so that their anxiety can be reduced. So more of interpersonal skills and adaptation to the requirement of the future of the world, that should be imparted to the children, sir. Because most of the time, as Dr. Venanathan Pillai was telling, we are concentrating, and the teachers also rather do not even spend 10 minutes to discuss. They go to the class and they just directly start with the academics. I think a little more, whenever you get an opportunity for an offline class, more of this has to be discussed, and some time has to be devoted to the children to boost their self-morale.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to take an opportunity to thank Pranavji, Edu TV, Maya ma'am, Pillai sir, for a fantastic opportunity to interact with you. It was privilege talking to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yasin Patel and Pranav, my friend. Thank you. And nice talk. I mean, connecting with you after a while.
Sir, we are co-colleague. I have worked in SIS.
Oh, okay.
I was there in the United World School of Business, the business school what they had in Goregaon. Nilesh Hada. Ritesh Hada. Yeah, Ritesh Hada had a business school. Mr. Ritesh Hada had a business school in Goregaon. So I was heading the marketing for that.
Oh, okay, great. Actually, he Karnavati University managed. He's such a person.
Yes.
Karnavati University also.
Yes, yes.
But I was not principal there. I was director of education and curriculum.
Right, right. Vishal was there taking care of the operations over there.
Yes.
Aloni, Vishal. So we used to conduct all the GDPIs in the campus.
I
We
was
used to often visit the campus.
Yes. That is great. So see, the world is small now. So we can really know that the world is small. So you were working there. So now you are based in Bangalore, right?
I'm based in Bangalore. As a Vidyashilp University, what we are doing is we are doing a lot of teachers training program for the schools.
Okay.
We do around workshops for communication to expressions, mindfulness, and a lot of student workshops on domains, emerging domains in data science, new age careers, what is communication design, why is math scary? So we have a good bunch of workshops that we conduct for students as well as for faculties.
Okay.
If we get an opportunity, we will love to conduct some workshop for your faculties as well as for students also, sir.
That will be wonderful, sir, because we need little more exposure for our children as well as faculty needs a little more exposure.
This Saturday, we are doing for Shri Ravi Shankar in Bangalore. So it's a workshop which is on communication to expression, especially for teachers. So there's a lot of expressions which happens on online learning. So that how can they help? This workshop will help them to explore better opportunities in terms of communication. How can they hold a proper communication stand, and what are the new creative ways of interacting and sort of engagement interaction online?
Effective. Yes.
Excellent.
I'll show you the details of all the workshops that we conduct. Do let us know what is the opportunity where we can collaborate with the school for helping students to explore what are the new ways in terms of new age careers.
Certainly, we can do that. We'll catch up for that.
Yes.
What I will do, Yasin, I will share Dr. Saab's number and email ID with you.
Sure, sir.
You can communicate with him. Maya, ma'am, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, sir.
I really enjoyed listening to you. You know, you must be a very lucky lady. The person who has got the name with the same letter as their surname, they're very lucky.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
There are a lot of examples. Katrina Kaif, Hrithik Roshan, Kareena Kapoor. They're all, you'll find it's a worldwide phenomenon, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful, sir.
Which one? Which I didn't get to your point.
The name and surname
Yeah.
with the same letter.
Oh, Maya George Mary Das. Okay, right.
I'm very much jealous of Yasin and Dr. Venunathan.
For?
Because whenever we had poem test, poetry test and all, na, the person who had the name with A, he was called, okay, recite the poem. And Yasin, Venu, the V, Y, Yashwant, they used to learn the poem by that time very nicely. They used to score highest marks.
Right.
So now online teaching is different. The teacher can pick up anytime, anybody.
See, online teaching part, when it came to online teaching part, that is when what Maya ma'am mentioned came in. The students on ownership in their own learning, actually, the student agency and even teacher agency, teachers also. And there were some incidents where the teachers were not in proper dress and all. So students themselves, pointed out to them. Now they started coming in properly dressed even when they are online and all these things. Yeah. Yes, Pranav, you want to say something?
Dr. Saab, I have found one more new thing.
Yeah.
It is studying or not, that's a different thing. Mother and auntie, they are also learning from the teacher because they have not studied in schools like SSVM or DPS.
Right.
The family who know the importance of education, they are also studying, sir.
That is true. That is true.
Not a single fee.
Very true.
Very true.
Family subscription.
One subscription, the whole family is taught.
There are, a lot of things. And the most beautiful thing that happened during this pandemic is the type of collaboration happened between
Yes.
teachers and students, actually. And the children are natives, digital natives.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
people like me and Maya George are digital aliens. we learned things very recently, So the students were helping the teacher in digital connection and everything.
Very true, very true.
And Dr. Pillai, I am a digital illiterate.
Yeah. No, you are illiterate. I was an alien.
Not
Right.
meant for Dr. Pillai. I think you should do bachelor in law also now.
Me?
Yeah,
Why?
you will win the case. From any party, you will win the case.
Now, if you see during this pandemic, all the education community, the entire fraternity came together on a platform. There was so much interaction which was happening, so much collaboration which has happened over a period of time which we never thought of.
He's quite right.
That is what I told. It is an opportunity. It became an opportunity for education department to actually to be where it has to be. It ought to be. That is where we are now. We wouldn't be like this if the normal circumstances continued. We wouldn't be like this.
I don't think we'll be able to go back to the pure offline classes. There will be demand from parents and teachers as yesterday, depending upon their, convenience. It's my convenience that I will stay back home and attend the class for the day. Or teacher says that I'm unwell, I will be teaching, but I have the accountability of my children. It is my right to engage the children, so I should be given an opportunity. So we will not be able to go back to the same system what we have been following till 2019. The country will never go back to that.
No, it will not.
Agreed, ma'am. But again, one more, sir, one of the most critical thought right now is this NAP, which idea, what process, the concept, which was post-COVID. A lot of things has changed during COVID. Now it needs to be reframed again.
It needs to be reframed, actually. See, there is one thing. Funding is the major issue here.
Right?
Where will the fund come from? Actually, only 2% of the total GDP, 0.2% or something like that, is used for education, which is very minimal. Where will the funding come in? And if it is for the private stakeholders, they have their vested interest.
Yes. And the end user is going to get affected. The parents are going to get affected to this.
And in private sector, of course, things will happen, but everything has got a vested interest.
Yes.
So the vested interest will work more. The real education will happen when public funding is available. Public funding is available in human development, human resource development, HR development, teacher development, and quality teacher development.
Correct.
What happens now in education sector, except for a few, I'm not blaming everybody. Who are the teachers of the country now? Those who tried to become doctors, engineers, lawyers, others failed in everything, and finally they decide to become teachers. I'm sorry, I'm a teacher myself. I'm not blaming everybody for that purpose. But there is a large percentage of teachers like that. Some of them, yesterday also we were interviewing a group of teachers, teacher aspirants here. One of the persons said, I decided to come to teaching because I thought I would be able to have more family time and quality time if I'm in the teaching profession.
Yeah.
That's the attitude. So that attitude has to change. Quality people, like in Finland, where the top cream is going to teaching, because they are taken care of that way. If
They're the
that's
change maker. They're the change maker.
they are
Real
the
change maker.
makers. If that happens in India, that is when all this NEP and all these things will happen. Yes, Pranav. Pranav has been trying to say something. We didn't let him
In
know.
the year 1995, video conferencing for New York, it is to cost us 275 rupees per minute.
Oh, okay.
Now it's free of cost. We should make use of this more and more. I don't know what happened from last month, December. That we are poured with so much of business every day. Maybe now people have started understanding maybe our reach is more, whatever it is, I don't know the reasons. Every day we are getting new business, sir.
So much, so much change in education sector, and of course in technology, and in education, particularly in higher education. I would like to say an interesting thing. Harvard University never allowed EDM qualification, that is Master of Education qualification,
Correct.
off-site. Now it is online, it's available online.
Yes.
Harvard University EDM, the most prestigious education degree in the world, is now available online.
Great.
That is one good thing about. These are the good things, always we have a tendency to look at the bad things only, but these are all the positive things about this thing. Try to use that. I am a very optimistic person. Whatever happens, everything is good.
So one suggestion that came when we were talking to a lot of principals, what happens is most of the time anybody who's interested in teaching, who's newly passed out a B.Ed course, they directly want to go and teach in the higher grades. They don't want to start with the lower grades. What suggestion started is we should have a McDonald's model. Yeah, they should start with kindergarten, get progress to the mid school, higher school, and then go to the higher grades. I think that is a model that will sustain and help them in learning in a better way.
Correct, sir. Very true. Then only they will be able to, they should know what is happening to the child and how the foundation was there, instead of having a blame game. The previous teacher has not taught. The previous years that the child did not have a better education. So I am forced to teach. I am forced to take. Now my results are going to be threatened because the teacher, at the lower classes are. Why don't you travel with the child? You should be a teacher by choice, and we should not have teachers by chance. And 99% of the teachers in India are by chance and not by choice.
Let's see, ma'am, the new structure which is going to come for B.Ed, how it's going to help us.
I know, I think we have to have, along with this, my concept is that, how we have professional education for your medicine or your engineering. Similarly, children should decide that they are going to be a teacher, and compulsory the teacher should have at least 4 or 5 years integrated courses to become exclusively for a teacher, to become a teacher. Like as we have in Regional Institute of Education, you have, 5 such institutions are already there. I think 6 are there now. So who prepare the, I am a product of Regional Institute of Education, which is under NCERT. I am a product of Mysore Regional College of Education.
Fantastic, ma'am.
I know. So I have done my, after my 6 years integrated course, 12 semesters. And your aim is only to become a teacher, and you don't aim to become anything else. Only then you can be a teacher, because your passion for the teaching should start from that age, at the age of 18 itself. Only then you become an excellent teacher. So we should have this, and for this will be accepted by the children or the youngsters only if there's an increase in the pay scale. And not only in the government, I should say that the government sectors, pure government sectors like maybe NBS and KVS are having a good pay structure. But the same should be implemented strictly in all the state as well as private schools. Unless and until, and they should be given a better status in the society. Certainly, let's see, people go for medicine. It's not only because they have a passion for, to serve others. It's only because there is no retirement age and they are very well paid. So this kind of a social, whatever you have in the society, their mindset should change and they should start giving more status for the teachers. Then the country will certainly be different. Sir.
Great,
Yeah,
ma'am.
what she said is what I wanted to say also, because the quality of teacher education. See, there are teacher education institutions and the teachers, these students do not go there. They do not study there. They only go for exams, and attendance is managed somehow. They go for exams, pass the exams, and claim that they have a beard. And when they come to the school, they don't know anything. I'm sorry. I mean,
Very right.
That's all. This should change. It can be changed only if there is a political will.
Sure.
changing this.
Agreed, sir.
So one more thing, like Maya ma'am, she has been retired from like Kendriya Vidyalaya.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure she must be getting pension also. She had a choice. She could have stayed back home and relaxed. Whatever Maya ma'am is doing or Dr. Vinod sir is doing, when Yasin is doing, all three of you are very passionate people.
Yes, sir. I could have, sir, when you are as a senior principal, when you retire, you are in level 12. You are
Yes.
very well paid. You take a handsome pension also. It's not for money. I felt that, my resources, I can share it to somebody for some more years. You, instead of sitting idle at home.
That is passion.
Yes. And very much you can be in touch with the developments, what is happening in CBSE. Our resource, whatever I have gained from my college days or this one, it has to be shared. Purely because of that, my passion for this, I have joined. What we could, we can always do it, sir.
Pranav, I have given you one more resource person. Right? Okay.
Me in the morning, so you surprised me in the morning. I did not know what will be the questions, and I don't know whether I'm prepared to answer the questions. So
Ma'am, normally we don't even prepare question. It just comes out like this. It is always a more like example that comes.
Ma'am,
yes, sir.
in our office, we are very sure Dr. Venunathan, Priyanka Bhatkoti ma'am of Maxford School Dwarka, and Mr. Sandeep Marwa, Chancellor of After. We don't give them the topic also. And you have to come tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
He doesn't tell me anything. What is going to be asked? No information actually. He just tell me.
Unorganized guy, he won't give us the topic also. He will say.
Whenever I ask him, what are the questions? He will say, "No, I'm not going to give you any question."
Offline, we should do conference. Principals to come to the hotel. Ma'am, you understand Hindi, na?
Yes, yes, sir. Boliye, sir.
They used to say the principal, "अरे भाई करना क्या ये तो बता दें यहाँ पे आप ठीक है?" अच्छा ma'am, one
Yes.
thing causing hindrance in terms of teachers. What I don't know about southern part of India. In North India, all groom's father will think my son should get married to a teacher.
Oh,
She will come back home. You'll have 2 months vacations.
correct, sir.
Household work also.
Yeah, cooking for everybody at home.
And above everything, take care of the children at home. Their education will also be taken care.
Ma'am, the ladies who are working with us, they say, Pranav sir, open the office. We want to come to the office. So cook the food also, do online work also. Then father will come and say, give me a cup of tea. Brother will come and say, iron my shirt. So
Correct, sir.
they say, come, we'll come to the office. Now we can't.
I know, while marrying a teacher, one more advantage is there, sir. Children will also be taken care.
Yeah, everything.
Yes, everything is
Then we will be an ailing father-in-law also.
correct.
At this age, this happens.
Right. I think, shall we, we'll catch up later.
Sure, sure, sir. It was pleasure talking to you, sir. We'll interact soon, sir.
Yeah, Pranav, please conclude.
Maya ma'am,
Yes, sir.
these are not at all career oriented. If I tell some teacher in Mysore, you'll get double the salary. Will we come to Bangalore? She won't come.
Correct.
Let's take the job nearer to her home, take care of kids, So that's why this problem is coming. Why people are paid so high in Japan, teachers? Why in US? They are paid much more than the industry also, ma'am. That's all.
Correct, sir. Even in China, sir, if you read the literature.
Ma'am, we are a recruitment company. In the year 2012, we sent roughly 50 teachers, English teachers to China.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Pillai. It is always pleasure listening to you. And sorry, next time I'll do the correction. The robbers attacked your house.
Bro came to my house when I was sleeping. It was past midnight.
That will become your punchline. That will become a part of your introduction.
That is what he does actually always.